Empty bottle. All right, can we queue up? Are we all on? Yes?
Online?
I hear Brian.
Yeah.
You could turn me down if you need to, but don't.
さあ、皆様ね、
Don't do
おはようございます。このは Empty Bot. Oh, wait. I started talking to my mom. She's talking to me in Japanese.
it. Do it again.
Wow.
Do it again.
Do the intro.
I don't hear myself enough. I need to hear myself more.
さあ、皆様、おはようございます。
Give me some heat, Gemma.
No, he's got to do the whatever.
Hold on, I gotta get ready.
Jeez.
Empty bottle.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Jeez.
The extended version.
This is on film, right? Right now?
No.
Oh, we're live?
Yeah, we're live.
All right.
Wow.
Wow.
Woo!
Okay, Big James, King James.
Hey, welcome. I like your intro better when you're like, welcome to the empty bottle.
Oh, okay. Well, I just said that.
Oh. Well, welcome, everybody. And we have, for the first time ever, our first guest. Woo!
Yay.
Brian Hall of the Fighting Halls. Give him a round of applause.
Okay. Good.
Look at that. A whole crowd of people clapping for you. How about that?
Wow, I feel so special. Thank you for having me.
Yes. I would just like to throw out there that Brian is one of our, I don't want to say oldest coaches. How do you say that? He's been a trusted confidant, a teammate, a partner,
Oh,
a friend.
thank you.
He actually
You could make a song like that.
through COVID, he actually was, or he is, or
So started coaching during COVID, yeah.
no, forget the coaching thing. I'm talking about life, Brian.
Oh, I officiated
Brian is
yours and
ordained.
Gemma's wedding.
He officiated our wedding. He's the one that helped us get married.
The officiant, yes.
Yes.
How about
yes. It's true. True story.
And then yeah, of course, I guess he's a coach too. But
Oh,
like
right.
he has been helping me out ever since I took over. Even before I took over in the program, he's been the one that we actually trying to get him to take over. But he was like, I gotta play tennis. I can't do it. Even though he still helps out more than anybody else. So, Brian, welcome.
Hey, thank you for having me, James.
How about that intro, guys?
Wow,
Boom!
that was pretty good, man.
That was really good.
Yeah.
I like it.
Good
How
guest
pretty-
introduction.
So how did he talk you into coming in today?
Well, part of it was we wanted to promote the sparring showcase a little bit. So
Yeah?
let's talk about that
Okay.
a little bit.
Yeah,
And
for
just
Muay
kinda-
Thai.
For
Yeah.
Muay Thai. So wanted to just kind of get some info out to the students and
Yeah.
get some ears on this podcast. And
If only you had a computer in front of you with all this information that you could just kind of.
I have something called a phone.
I also think he's
access
smart
most of
enough.
my-
It's all in his head.
Yeah.
Yeah. Most.
People smarts. Okay.
Yeah. Sorry about that.
Easy.
Yeah.
So how did you guys come up with this? Right, I think it's a great idea. I mean, it really is, right?
I
It
think
promotes.
it was you and Romero.
Well,
or-
I don't want to toot my own horn.
Oh, I'll toot it for you.
Ah,
James.
I was like, we go to all these events and we're always the guests. Like why not throw an event where we're the ones
Seminar.
well,
Showcase. You can't decide.
Showcase.
I mean, quite literally, I just wanted my students or our students to get the feel of one of these showcases outside, but here, like where they're comfortable. They're not sitting in a place that they had to drive to, for an hour and a half, 45 minutes, something. I want it to be comfortable. I want them to be relaxed. I don't want them to have nerves like crazy. I just want them to be in a safe environment. And I know that we can probably do that job best. Because we spend a lot of time keeping our students safe. The reason we're so successful is because we do the things we do, but but in a safe environment. We make it okay, kind of like Ev does, like you do in your Krav Maga program. You created that program for everybody.
Well, it has to be for everybody.
Yeah, you can't just have the big strong people or the skinny people or the young people. It has to be for everybody. Like not one group. If and I don't remember if you remember their names, of course. The young lady.
I don't remember their names.
The young lady and her husband.
Yeah.
They used to hang out with us on Zoom.
Yeah, Rose and Steven.
Rose and Steven.
No,
And
not Rose and Steven.
no, of course not.
No?
I don't think that's
cop.
it. She was young
The cop
and
and
had
the
blonde hair.
The short blonde lady.
Oh, yes. They moved to Oregon.
Yeah.
Allison.
Allison
there.
and her husband, I don't remember.
I don't. No. Joe.
Joe
Right.
and Allison. So I remember because we were with them for a bunch of times,
Yep.
and you were like, if I can't teach this to you, Allison, and you can't use it on Joe, who was clearly almost twice her size,
Right.
And then what good is this?
Right.
So in that same respect, because I know that half of what I am is because of you. In that same respect, I figured if we can't have a safe, friendly seminar and keep it in house, like close and in house,
Yeah.
then I've failed as a mother. I mean, as a coach,
So-
Then I failed.
So this seminar. So we're having this showcase. When is the showcase? What time?
Sure. It's gonna be on Saturday, March 16th, and just like a regular Point Muay Thai
Event, right?
event.
Yeah.
They're gonna weigh in the evening before.
Okay.
Get a good night's rest, rehydrate.
Right.
Come in. We're aiming for the rules meeting at 12:30, which all the fighters will be required to attend. Get them warmed up, and then hopefully start the sparring sessions at 1:15, 1:30ish.
Okay. So it's in the afternoon after
Yes.
classes.
Yes.
Yep.
Cool.
Yeah.
And any kind of this is not only for the students, but I mean, what you're trying to do is also bring or have other students come in and go, hey, I want to do. If they can do that, I want to do it. Right.
Right.
So are we charging for this, or it's
No,
just
because this
it's an
is
open
the first
thing
one.
for? Yeah.
I
Yeah.
wanted to make sure that we were able to do this for everybody, and I didn't want this to be like
Right.
as big as it's going to be. I didn't want it to get huge.
Right,
and we
right,
start
right,
charging people, and then it
Got
becomes something that it's not.
So how many people do we have?
Yeah.
140.
No, I mean we're ending up at 23 right now.
Oh wow, that's gonna be
So good amount. So
yeah, that's a long day
dropped
already.
Who dropped
Yeah.
out?
We have a very young, small
Okay.
person,
Right.
and there's a couple of people, and they
Couple
were
people,
on
yeah.
the.
they were on the
On the
They were
fence.
on the extreme, so
Oh,
like
weight
it's
classes.
completely. It was just like we were kind of worried or wondering, because, but it kind of just fixed itself.
Yeah.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Yes.
Are we going to see the coaches do an exhibition match to show their students what it should look like and what it should not look like
Actually,
during the rules meeting, maybe?
No,
and maybe
wait, what?
even
no,
I'd
Well,
like
that's
to see
okay.
it.
that's silly. All right, you're gonna have to pay for that then.
I'll pay $25.
All right, put it on the boards. If anybody wants to see an exhibition match, you're gonna have to pay.
Coach James versus Brian
Oh God, he's gonna beat me up.
and Romero versus both of you.
Oh, interesting.
No, I'll beat him up.
What's funny is I actually did think about that. Just kind of give an example of what is like too much. What's going to look like too much power, and what is out of control, and what fouls might look like.
Well,
It's
you guys,
actually a good
you
idea.
can-
We
you-
should do that.
Well, you know what? I mean, I've done a lot of tournaments.
Yeah.
And when we did that, and they were taekwondo tournaments, right? And then basic fighting tournaments. But you want to show, hey, we would show what was legal and what was not legal. No kicks to the groin.
Yeah, that's what the rule meeting should be
Right.
theoretically for.
Right,
you know what I mean?
right. But actually showing it, right? Just this is a
wanna
lot of people.
This is what not to do.
right. But see, people learn by watching, right?
Yeah.
And then that'll
I'm
sink
like,
in
who's
more.
wearing a cup? All right.
And then now, what about everything's all set? We got all the in
So-
case somebody gets hurt. Who do we have on?
Gina will be here.
Gina will be here. Okay, great.
We have an ER a triage nurse, so like and so what we're hoping to get is possible. We actually have a sponsor now. This is breaking news, everybody. Breaking news.
Dun dun dun.
Brian.
Yes. Well, we still have to iron out some details, but David from Urban Ritual is going to sponsor by bringing some boba from his boba tea shop.
That's over there in San Pedro Square, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
David is awesome.
Yeah, David is awesome. Shout out to
Have you
David.
guys been down there?
Yeah.
Of course.
Really cool, isn't
It's
it?
a cool place.
Yeah. He's a great guy, man.
Yeah.
Really good.
Yeah.
And then I have some old friends who own a food truck called Roadhouse 48, and they're gonna bring their truck. We're gonna block out a little spot in the parking lot, and they'll be able to park up there, and they'll be serving sliders and deep fried Oreos.
Cool.
Yeah.
I guess it's better than a bunch of donuts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you have how many matches going on at the time? One at a time,
One
or
at a time.
Okay,
Yeah,
one
yeah.
at a time.
So just like PMT events, we're
Okay.
gonna have one fight. We're gonna mark out the ring area, and we're gonna have people on deck and next on deck.
Yeah,
also,
I
so
think the
people
big
know-
difference is instead of 2 or 3 at a time, we're just going to do the 1 at a time.
So because I'm thinking about the people that want to watch it, where are they going to be?
Yeah, just around we're going to actually set it up kind of just like a PMT where we're going to block out a square and then let people kind of hover around, not too close to the fight itself so that they have room to move, but far enough away so that they know there's a border and they can't just keep running back.
Sitting or standing? Because
Sitting.
Okay, good.
Yeah,
You have them
yeah.
standing, it's going to be a problem. But
It's been a while since you've been to one of those things, huh?
no, it hasn't. No.
These people get crazy.
I know they
if they
do.
could sit in the middle of the damn ring, they will. Like I've seen some,
Right.
like their feet are out, and they're just like, you're gonna trip somebody doing
yeah.
stuff
So
like
that's
that.
that's really
They're like,
the
yeah,
concern.
I know.
Yeah, they're on the other team.
Yeah.
I know you've never done it, right? So
Never.
But I mean, that's a good point. We'll probably have to do setup maybe
Yeah,
this weekend.
easy
or something
enough.
that.
We can just spend the $10,000 or $20,000 on that rollout ring. No biggie. I mean, we made enough on.
Hey, it's the
blue tape.
beginning, right?
Blue tape, we should be fine.
so this is your first one, and what do you?
We're excited, I think. I
Yeah,
think I'm
I can
excited
tell.
as
No,
hell.
I can tell, right? But
Yeah.
what do
Brian
you?
is mildly excited. He's
Yeah.
like, psh.
Yeah.
No, I can
Little
tell
bit
Brian.
excited.
I can tell Brian's excited, man. But what is the end game, right? So number one, to bring people in to go to the program.
Sure.
Number two, to be able to do what? Do you want to put more on? Hey, do you want
Hey,
to put more on?
who you calling a moron? All right.
Put on more.
I've been
showcases.
called. I've been
Thanks,
called a
Brian.
lot of things.
Ay. Okay, so
Yeah.
What
so,
is the
so-
goal?
So I mean, we're gonna have a lot of the fighters' friends come in, also watch. So hopefully get garner some interest there.
Cool.
Also, hopefully some of the students who do participate convert over and participate in official PMT events.
Yeah.
Wait, yeah,
Muay Thai
around.
events.
Cool.
And then also kind of give courage to some of the other students who might be newer, who maybe didn't want to participate in this one, maybe nervous about their abilities or having people watch. Kind of make it known that it's a safe space that we're holding here.
Exactly.
And have them participate in the next event.
Well,
possibly.
you guys are doing something right. I mean, I've been doing this a long time, and we've been here now 19 years, you guys. This is our 20th year, right?
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
going to be our 20th
Man,
year.
In
you're
July.
dating me. I keep saying like lower and lower. I've only been here for like 9 years or 8 years. It's like almost like 12 years now. Almost.
Yeah. But what I've seen is that the interest in what you guys are doing, you're doing something right.
Yeah.
Because it's a program that's really taken off.
Yeah.
So obviously,
Almost as big as your program.
well, no, it's different.
You're like,
right?
no, it's not.
No,
It's like, keep trying, buddy.
no. But what I'm saying is, it's very cool because you see the interest, and I see the people that want to do it.
Definitely.
And it just helps the school all along because see, I have people that have done Muay Thai now, or have done Krav that are in the Muay Thai program, or have done
And
Muay
it
Thai and are
only
in the Krav.
helps out one.
Absolutely.
It only helps it out, like to do a little bit of cross training. All the Krav kids
Always,
could
man,
benefit
if you
from
can-
punching and
yeah.
kicking a little better.
If you can cross train, I always encourage that, man.
big
you
time.
know, right?
And we're one of those few schools that allows something like that and gives you the ability to do it, an opportunity as well.
Right.
With all these damn classes that we have so many classes that we teach every day. It's so crazy. God, you guys are lucky. God, you guys are lucky.
Jeez. Yes. Well, that's cool. I'm really excited about that. So it starts at
Again, the rules meeting 12:30, and for sure by 1:30 the fights will.
Yeah,
Okay, cool.
everybody starts showing up around 12. We'll have the food trucks set up so that hopefully they could start feeding people early enough. Maybe I'll get them there a little bit early, just for the hell of it, because it always
Wow.
takes a while. And then I think this is good. It's just going to be good all around. And then coming up, we also got another hangout night. Maybe potluck or something. We'll see. But we're trying to plan
Jim is going, we do?
Yeah, we're trying to plan another party. So lots of fun things happening. We got a test coming up at the end of the month.
Yep. Karma got tests. Those are always fun.
Yeah.
We have a women's self-defense seminar
And a
this
women's
weekend.
self-defense seminar this weekend. If we can get this out quick enough, maybe. Letterman used to do that.
Yahoo?
I still like you. All right. So, Brian, you tell me that you prefer nobody to sit on your left.
Yes.
Why
that's
is
true.
that?
Why is that?
I don't know. It's just it's my weak side. I just don't like anyone kind of right there. I just it feels weird. I just like it a little bit empty.
All right.
And
That's what it says on my card here.
okay.
Are
All
you
right.
right-handed?
I'm right-handed, but
It's easier to smack people.
but I'm left-eyed, so it's
Oh, there it is.
Yeah. So I don't know. Maybe, I don't know if that's why.
All right.
So I have a question.
Yeah.
So how long have you been doing,
Muay Thai.
or not just Muay Thai, but have you been doing martial arts?
No, this is actually my first martial arts. I've been doing sports all my life. Lifelong tennis player. I've been doing
Tennis.
It's tough. Tennis is tough.
I played.
But he makes it look so easy.
Yeah. We've gotten a
effortless.
chance to play with him, and he just
Yeah.
makes us feel silly.
Before coming here, I was competing in rock climbing. I was also, when I was living in Alabama for a while, Huntsville, I played A-level recreational volleyball. So I just like playing whatever,
Wow.
competing at a high level whenever possible.
Wow.
Yeah. Just a
I've
lot of
known
fun.
you, but I don't know you. You know what I
Sure.
mean?
Yeah,
Well, that's
yeah.
pretty cool.
Yeah,
I didn't know you were in tennis. I didn't know that.
Super sports, right?
It's hard sport, man. I remember doing tennis way before all you guys were born.
Fair enough.
When the rackets were wooden.
Wooden rackets. Metal rackets or wooden rackets?
Wooden
Wooden
rackets.
rackets. I actually still,
Okay, that's it. I'm gone.
It's harder.
It is hard. I actually carry a wooden racket most times in my bag. Just it's a good practice to kind of focus on just being a little more precise and having good technique. So
And to make other people look bad.
and just to clown on other
He
people.
pulls out a wood racket. It's dusty. It's got webs on it, and he just
Right.
whoops ass.
Yeah. It's more of a beating stick.
And then rock climbing, huh?
rock climbing. Yeah, that's so I was getting tired of rock climbing. That's when I started coming here. But it was
Well, I'm glad you got tired of rock climbing. or else we wouldn't have this
Yeah, we wouldn't
conversation,
have it.
right?
Hey, speaking of martial arts, did you know that when you Google martial arts in Santa
God.
Clara, our name comes up first?
Wow, that's very impressive.
Do you know why?
Because Gemma works hard to get us there, right?
Yeah, because Jim
Well,
is the best GM
here's
in
the
town.
thing.
Thank you,
because
Google advertising.
no. Here's the thing. We're not even in the sponsored results.
Oh, it's just naturally, organically.
But
number
when
one?
it goes from number one down the list, we are number one.
Wow.
It's because it's your computer and you're always here. and it knows that you're here.
Is it your cookies? If you clear your cookies, is it still number one?
I don't know what you mean,
He's
you
like,
guys.
I don't have any cookies.
AI, what's that?
Should we check your browser history?
No. Thank you.
So I'm curious. So you stopped work and then you started coming to Muay Thai. Okay, so
Do you remember
obvious-
when was that?
Yeah.
When was your first time here?
Yeah, I do remember. So I just broke up with a girl back then.
Womp,
And
womp.
I just had to get rid of some angst, right?
right.
So I found a Groupon. Groupon still existed back then, and so yeah, I tried it out, and it was tough. It was the toughest thing. I mean, back then, coach, it was not an easy class.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
Day one, you get thrown straight into the lava. Why are you there? So, yeah, I think maybe Gemma can confirm, but 2011, 2012, maybe.
April 17, 2012.
Wow.
Okay. All right, that sounds right. To 2012,
12 years ago, dude.
12 years now.
So
Yeah,
obviously,
yeah.
obviously, you liked it, right?
I did.
Either you liked it or hated it, but you wanted to prove to yourself that, hey, I'm gonna stick it out. But
Right.
obviously, you liked it, and in 12 years later, you're still doing it. Actually, you're a coach now for it. That's cool.
Yeah.
That's
I mean,
very
I
cool.
I probably wasn't the most consistent student over the years, but I mean, over the course of 12 years, I
I think of everybody, consistent or not, I think it translates into consistency considering you've been here as long as you have.
Do you want to know how
Yeah.
many hours of classes you've attended here?
wow, sure.
1,950.
I wish I had hit 2,000 before coming onto this podcast. I feel like I'm so close. I feel like I'm 2 months away from 2,000.
Fun fact, did you know that Brian was a senior financial analyst?
You know what?
Yes, my paid work. That's normally what I do.
Did you just look
I'm-
up his LinkedIn profile?
Yes, he's just
No.
he's literally just on my LinkedIn right now.
No.
He's literally just on my LinkedIn.
I'm just saying.
So I mean definitely
He's one of the few people here, working or not working, that has an MBA.
Yep. I went to grad school a couple years ago.
Boom.
Yeah.
God, he's such a professional guy
I do what I can.
with a lot of experience.
Now I remember when I first started coming here, I was running a nonprofit also on the side, so it was
jeez.
it was just a lot of taking meetings in the car before and after,
Yeah.
sparring, and it was just it was just trying to do anything I could to
Sparring in the car?
No, a
Wow.
little bit.
While
Yeah.
taking a meeting?
There's car jujitsu.
Car
I mean,
jujitsu
yeah.
while taking meetings?
Yeah,
Come
yeah,
on.
Yeah.
Wow, that's cool. Car jujitsu. I like that. And now, wow, that's the other. And then being an officiant. So you got a very diverse
I just
lifestyle.
He's had a lot of hats. He's worn a lot of
Yeah,
hats.
I like wearing a lot of hats. I've done roughly 20 weddings.
That's very cool.
Yeah, of varying lengths.
My daughter,
Yeah.
Allison's an officiant.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. She did a wedding, last year,
Wow.
and yeah, one
Was
of her
it
best friends. She did.
her first one, or has she done it before?
She's done a couple.
Okay, nice.
Yeah, so it's very cool. Yeah, but
Yeah,
I remember I'm like, who's gonna marry you guys? Oh, Brian is. I go,
Yeah.
Brian, really? That's very cool, man.
Yeah.
So-
So it's been a fun little thing, especially for friends. It's been a fun thing to be able to do for them.
And then
Yeah.
being a coach or a teacher,
Mm.
that says quite a lot. That you got to have a lot of patience. You got to be on top of everything.
It's-
So I mean, you enjoy it, obviously.
I enjoy it. I think I had a nice ramp to it, just because I for a while it was just I like how you're watching car jiu-jitsu now. It was a nice ramp to it because in the beginning I was just taking the noon class,
right?
And that can be range anywhere from 6 to at the very most it was like 18 people at noon. So it was a little more manageable than the 50 or 60 we have at night.
Right.
Now,
It's crazy. But see, it really takes a lot of effort to become a coach and to really, you got to love teaching, right?
Absolutely. During this year and a half that I've been an instructor, I definitely have had a newfound respect for all of you guys here. It's just such a tough role to play.
But you gotta love it. I mean, I see it in your face when you talk about it, and I can see that when you guys talk about it, you're excited about it, right?
Yeah,
And that's very cool because number one, you ever have a teacher who's not excited about doing what they're doing, huh?
Has anyone seen Coach James teach when he's hungry?
No, let's not. We don't have to talk about stuff like that.
Yes, we have.
Why?
He becomes a little hangry.
I mean,
Okay.
I remember one time you were super hungry and you had to cover someone's class.
oh, that was a great.
and you were
yeah.
like,
all right,
all right,
I don't
everybody,
wanna
you're
be-
not going to like this.
I like to start off classes with a little bit of honesty. But I mean, everybody ends up liking it in the end because if they really want a good workout, that's what's going to happen. It's just not going to be a lot of grab assing. Like people will sit there and be like, "Oh, let's talk about our day," in the middle of class, and I'm like,
pyramid push-ups.
I want to get through this so I could eat.
Jeez.
That's the most honest thing ever.
Yeah, this is like, no, the quicker we get through this, the quicker I could go eat. So no grab assing.
This is yesterday. He was teaching with me a Zoom class. I loved it. And while he was talking, he was snacking. That's the James I know and love. Wait a minute, hold on. What?
Give me a second. Let me get off camera real quick to eat a piece of cheese.
You want some cheese? You asked me that yesterday, right?
Yeah,
Hey,
sometimes.
you gotta keep that sports car fueled up.
Yeah.
That's how it is.
I mean,
That's
I
how the
am
performance goes.
I'm a machine. I got to
That's
keep
right.
it
That's right.
well fueled.
Jeez.
Speaking of Krav Maga and all this stuff, you see any new techniques, Ev?
Have I seen any new techniques?
Yeah, anything new?
Oh,
Did
not
you
really.
hear that another Krav organization is going to spill the secrets of new Krav Maga techniques?
What?
I don't know what I
Wait, what?
They're called shadow techniques.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That's what I'm like.
I
What
don't know
is
about this.
shadow technique? I have never heard that. I'm like, what is shadow techniques? Right? Are those the secret, super duper, I Spy stuff? Or
They're the ones you have to pay extra for.
sounds like my old Hapkido instructor.
It's like 5-finger exploding heart technique. Right? Yeah.
No, I had a.
Ev's like, no, that's a real thing. I'm done.
No, this is the thing I like, where I just do this, and then I can knock you against the wall.
Nice.
Right? No.
Like Sith lightning.
Wait. So when I was doing Hosting Soul, my instructor, he was teaching me how to get into stuff.
Yeah.
And I won't mention his name, but and I was like, okay, great, but how do you get out of that? Oh, that's $4,000 more. That's black belt.
Hey,
and I'm like, really?
Speaking of names, I promised I would say hi to everybody in my morning boot camp class. Every single one of them.
Wait a minute. Do we have enough
What's
time?
up, Laxmi? What's up, Kiara, Olga, Priscilla, Armando, McCool, Marzia, Richard Johnson, Avinash, Lance, Savitha, Simone, Jack, Soraya, and Anna. All you guys rock. Make sure you keep listening because that's going to be awesome if you do.
Wait. You didn't do that from memory, though, huh?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Hold on. I want to shout out to.
All right, Ev.
By the way,
we're backtracking now to the new technique of the week: gun defense in your mouth. No, you got to look at it. And this again, shout out to McDojo Life for finding this nonsense. This guy is.
Are you? And he has a blindfold on.
He completes his gun defense by letting the gun go right back to where it started at. So even in the mouth, he pulls it out of his mouth, but then it goes right back to his chin. I'm telling you, this is crazy.
Oh, this is McDojo. This is the worst. Holy mackerel.
I can't tell from the thing in the background, like where it is or what it's about.
Well, the gun is in his mouth, but he's blindfolded too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
How about that?
That's
Technique of the week, gun defense.
I normally don't like to say things, from other systems and
Out of
stuff,
pocket.
but that guy's going to die.
Yeah, he's going to die. Well, I mean, theoretically, if they were, even training with like fake bullets, but like he would have got hit a couple times.
You know what's sad? People look at this stuff and they think, "Oh, that's cool. I want to do that." I'm like,
It's kind of silly though.
no, it's not silly. It's
It's
sad.
dangerous.
It's
I think
dangerous.
it's like you said. This guy's probably going to die.
Well, if it was a real gun, he'd have been dead already.
Yeah.
That's just crazy. Wow.
Come on, that's awesome.
What?
That's the.
Oh, God.
All right.
I want to. You did a shout out to everybody. You
Yeah.
know what I've noticed? Have you guys noticed? I know I've talked to Gemma about this, but since COVID, how many people that used to train with us are back training with us? And I'm not talking about
I have-
2 months ago or 3 months ago. Like I'm like Anna,
I've seen so many
Diego,
come back.
right?
I've
These
seen
guys,
so many.
and Anna was training with us 5 years ago. Diego was like 3 or 4 years ago, and they're back. I mean, what are we doing? That it's just crazy. I mean, I'm happy to see them all, but it's
You're
pretty
like,
cool.
it's getting a little crowded.
No, but it's cool to see those people back that haven't trained in years,
Yeah.
right? So obviously we're doing something right.
So we're getting the new people. We're getting the old people.
Not old, but people that were students
Well,
before.
I mean, given the frame of context, new and old.
And there's
I wasn't like young and old.
no, none of you guys. I mean, none of them are old. I'm the old guy here,
Yeah.
right? I'm
Right.
grandpa, right? But it's just cool to see all these people back.
I love it.
Yeah.
How about how about that local sports team, huh? Am I right?
The local
Yeah.
sports team.
James doesn't have anything to talk about.
Wow.
I do have a couple questions.
Yeah.
Do you remember, James? Do you remember your first? Yeah.
Me?
Yes, you. Do you remember your first interaction with Brian in class?
No.
Do you remember? Is there something that stands out about him in class when you were training? When you both were training
Is
at the
this
same time?
before? Because
I can remember when I first saw Brian. He was rushing in.
he was rushing in.
I mean, Brian was always like rushing in. It seemed like a last minute thing, but he was, right?
Yeah,
he was
yeah.
rushing in. I remember him, and he had all his stuff, and came in, and then I started noticing that he was in all the time.
Yeah.
I mean, you came in a
Yeah,
lot,
like, regardless if he was rushing or not, he
right?
was there.
And that's how. I mean, I didn't personally know you, but then after a while, I'm like,
Yeah.
this guy's here all the time.
I
It's
tried
very
whenever possible.
consistent. But it was amazing because I noticed you, and then he's here again. Oh wow, he's here again. That's cool, right?
Yeah.
I was like, how come he's not in my class?
Yeah.
Although I think if you look at a time phase graph, I don't know if Gemma you have something like that. It's probably something. It looks more like 6 or 7 months on, and then I'll be gone for like 2 months or something like that. And
Yeah.
So that kind of happened a lot, unfortunately. But yeah, when I was in town and I could, I was definitely here.
Yeah, you used to live up in Scotts Valley?
Santa Cruz.
Santa Cruz.
right by the front of the university.
So who
Yeah.
talked you into becoming a coach?
Gemma. She was like, I need help.
Really?
And
Yeah, she had me. So she's like, I need help. She was like, we can't do this.
So the first
We need
week
you.
that Brian taught, I kept getting calls and text message. Oh my God, Brian totally gets me. I'm finally understanding things that I never understood in class ever.
Yeah, no,
All the
I was
time.
getting that feedback a lot too, and I think some of it was just my approach, where I think Coach Giovanni, as a teacher, because he was a fighter, he was teaching from the point of view of a fighter. And
Absolutely,
sometimes
yeah.
it's harder just
Yeah.
to teach from people who aren't naturally fighters versus someone who is naturally a fighter. And
that's a good. I don't think I've ever been able to describe it like that. That makes so much more sense.
Yeah. And for me, like, I wasn't natural. I mean, I've always been a competitor. I've always been an athlete, but I even now, I don't particularly like fighting.
Oh, look at that!
Sorry, what was that?
Two sides of the same stone.
What?
We don't like fighting. It's so bad.
I remember.
Fighting is
I remember
terrible.
James coming to his first sparring class with me. Oh my God.
Yeah.
He was hilarious.
Oh wait,
I'm
I
not
do
to
like
say-
fighting. Never mind.
And he was this big guy with these big, different colored gloves.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I had, remember I had the bright orange gloves and
Do I
bright
remember
orange
that?
shin guards. He
Oh,
kept
my.
calling me the Great Pumpkin. I'm like, come on, man.
Yeah. He
Come
would
on,
come
because I'm
in and
around.
just start swinging, and
Oh,
it was just
yeah.
fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that.
That was when I had no idea
That was
what
like
I was doing.
50 pounds ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, something like that.
50 pounds easy.
But yeah, I mean, it just kind of helped me.
How about you? Did you start a little heavier like some of the other
No,
ones?
no, I'm probably the heaviest now that I've ever been.
Yeah, you are.
He's still skinny.
Because I used to fight in the 130 weight class, and I'm in the 160 weight class right now as we
Really?
speak. So
All right, so you asked what I remember of Brian. Brian was never afraid to go against anybody almost twice his size. That's what I remember. He's always been like, and even lately now, he is the if there was such a thing, because people like to come in and try and rough people up, and Brian is technically now the enforcer. Like everybody knows, like if you mess with anybody, Brian is gonna, in a nice way,
He's gonna politely ask.
he's gonna
that they tone
politely
it down.
ask that you tone it down with his fists and kicks and knees.
firm and politely, yeah.
Yes.
I mean, but that goes back to when we originally started. I mean, I think in 2012 when I first started, this was before Manny, before Lou came in to the team. I was probably the smallest guy in the gym. I mean,
Yeah, I think
there's
you were. They were some
big
big dudes.
Yeah. So I was only fighting heavyweights, basically, like middleweight and up, basically.
Yeah.
180 and plus. So, and I was probably walking around like 150 at the time.
Oh my
jeez.
goodness.
And it's one of those things where
Skinny little guy.
over time, I went to Thailand. The fights that I did take were all against heavyweights. And then when I came back, and coach had, some of us be enforcers, that was just kind of a role that, just to kind of keep people safe in
Yeah.
the long run.
Well, yeah, you want to.
Yeah.
That's the bottom line.
Yeah.
That's just like, we would have people that would come in. I mean, people
Everybody wanted to do their own thing until they realized it was the wrong thing.
right. And when they'd come in and I'd say, hey, tone it down.
Right.
And if they didn't tone it down, then I didn't have
Then
any
they get
advanced
the hammer
students. But
fist.
then,
Yeah.
then I would come in and we'd have to have them tone it down. So we'd take care of that, and then eventually
five
we got.
finger exploding heart technique.
Nobody wants nobody wants that from Ev. We all still know he's the most dangerous person here. Even with his pinky.
I'll never, Shane. I'll never forget. Shane said I broke his finger. I never broke his finger.
He broke his finger on
he
you.
He broke his own finger. I just held it.
I bet he's gonna love that.
Shane, he's such a good guy. But he goes, "You broke my." I said, "No, you broke the finger. I had it. I was just holding it for you,
Yeah.
and you decided to break it."
That's why anytime Ev ever uses me as an uki, anytime he ever grabs me to show somebody something, I go along with it. Even if I'm on the ground, even if I'm rolling around, I'm going to go with wherever he's taking me, because the alternative is not any better. Even from being on the ground face first.
He did it his own self.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Well, that's.
We love you, Shane.
So I can see the difference in the people that take Muay Thai now from what they were from people that were doing it before.
Right.
And it just shows that whatever you guys, and I've said this to you,
Yeah.
what are you guys doing?
But it's okay if you want to say it again.
Okay, well,
Especially now that we have
Brian,
a little bit of,
yeah,
we have the witness. So
right. So
go ahead.
Whatever you.
Wait.
Oh my God. Wait, James, wait, no, hold on. Do this. Okay. Yeah, there you go.
Go ahead.
Whatever you guys are doing, you're doing something that makes people want to come in and try it. I mean, just the idea that they want to come in and try it. I mean, it's you've done something different as opposed to when Coach Giovanni was here.
Sure.
Coach had his own style, and he had.
We had
The kind of people-
awesome fighters.
Oh,
We
no,
had
but-
great fighters, but
that's-
we weren't really able to cultivate a beginning program. Which
Right.
we
The
have
program is, listen, if you really want to be a fighter, then you're going to train 6 hours a day,
Exactly.
7 days a week, and have a sponsor. I mean,
now.
I've done that, right?
I've said that before.
But you can't come
do
in
both.
and be an engineer
Right.
and say, okay, I want to be a fighter. Well, then,
After my 12-hour day on the clock.
yeah, it's not going to work. But you've given these guys a chance to come in and do something that they want to do and be pretty good at it or have some fun with it, right?
Yeah. Right.
I mean,
Fun,
how
I
many
think, is the
times?
key.
It's
Fun.
like me when I was younger. I've always heard older people go, God, I wish I had done that when I was younger. And I decided at a young age, I never want to do that. I mean, I'm going to do what I want to do young, and then when I get older, which I am now, people go,
And
well,
you're still doing it?
yeah, well, I've done this, I've done that. Yeah, I've been through so many different things. But you've given the people an opportunity to say, hey, you know what? I've done that. I liked it. It was great. I had fun with it. And now, when they look back on their life, they're not going to say, hey. Just like when people do these, like the showcase you're going to do, to actually get in and participate and get in the ring, so to speak, and to show their stuff, right? Or to see how well they do.
Right.
That's always, for a lot of people that do that kind of program, they want to be able to do that and say, yeah, I've done it. It was great, but I don't want to do it as a living, right? So that's what I see the difference in the program. That's why we have so many new people in the program, and it's awesome.
And all these new people come in, and they get a lot of them are getting good fast.
Well,
You could see their growth, like almost, each week they get better. Each week they get better and better and better and better. And it's like, man, when I like to say it is, you like to be one step ahead of your students,
Right.
Well, especially when you're teaching them.
Yeah, what's cool is to see when you guys talk about students.
Yeah.
There's a joy in when you talk about them, because number one, you're getting what makes you guys and pushes you. What pushes me is to see these students come up in their confidence level and they feel better about themselves. And you know what? This translates into everyday life, right? If you're confident here and you start feeling better, you're walking different, and you're not afraid to do some things maybe where, hey, I think I deserve that position. I think I deserve that raise.
Right.
Where before you're afraid to ask for it, now you're going to go, hey, you know what? I'm going to ask for it. What's the worst thing? They can say no. Okay, great. But before, people were afraid to even do that.
Yeah.
So kudos to your program. It's
Yeah.
awesome. It really is. And it's very good. So congratulations.
And seriously, I want nothing more for them to get better. Like, and if they do get better than me, then great. Like that's literally what I want. I've already had. There's really.
How many of them are better than you now?
I want to say there's really one guy who started not even that long ago who is already kind of scaring me, but it's mostly because he's huge. Like everybody else, I love to hold my ground with, but this one guy.
Who is it?
Mez?
This one guy he's bigger than me, so it's like I still let that. Like I try not to let the intimidation factor be a thing. But like it's just whenever they're bigger than me, it always slows me down a little bit. Like I could still take them, but like they're starting to get scary.
Well,
you know what I mean, and that's what I want. I want them to get so good that even I'm.
Well, how many times have you heard me say I want you
twice
better
about
than
it.
me? Right? I want my students better than me. Why? That means I've done a great job of teaching them.
But at the same time, Ev, you got to be better than them or else. I mean, in your case, you have to be better. In my case, I want them to get better. You know, maybe they can carry on the legacy. You know what I mean?
Well,
that Coach gave us.
Yeah, I want my students to be better.
Right.
That means I've done a great job of teaching them. But what I really get is, you know, when people, I had a guy come up and say, "Hey, Ev, you know what? You saved my life."
Yeah.
I'm like, "What are you talking about?" I was in LA this weekend and I got jumped, and I hear you know, I hear your voice saying, "Hey, don't fight it. Just give him mud and let it go." And he goes, "I'm here because of you, of what I kept hearing from you." And that's just like when you guys, you know, I mean, that's what keeps me going.
Yeah.
Right. So I mean, that's being a teacher. That's the difference. You know, I'm from Japan. The highest, most honorable profession is being a sensei, being a teacher. Too bad it's not like that here, right?
Yeah.
Because who forms all your opinions and who forms all your morals and who teaches you everything? Your parents do, but in reality, what? You go to school and you learn from your teachers,
Right.
right?
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. Especially in adulthood, it forms your behaviors.
Correct.
Even your language and how you engage with humanity on a day-to-day basis.
Right.
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
Right.
Definitely.
So we're giving them values and we're giving them confidence and self-esteem, and it's cool.
Yeah.
It really is.
Yeah,
so,
yeah, it's definitely cool.
yeah.
Yeah. But I was thinking just a few nights ago, you know, what it really is the difference between when I first started, with
Yes.
Coach Giovanni versus now. And I think it's two parts. One is what I've mentioned from a technique perspective, just kind of teaching from a non-native fighter
Right.
perspective. And I think that translates a little better for technique. But and then the other side of the coin, I credit more Coach James and Coach Romero. I think right now we're kind of gearing more towards the sport aspect
Right.
of Muay Thai, whereas Coach Giovanni, at least his style, the first few years I was here, it was literally more as a fighter and to hurt people.
That's old school.
Yeah. That's old school. It's old
It
school.
really
Yeah,
is
it
old
really
school. I mean,
We still get like through whatever reason, we still get people like that.
Yeah.
Like every once in a while, that think it's all about how bad can I hurt someone. And I was like, we're just practicing, man. You don't gotta hurt anybody.
And there's nothing wrong with that from like a moral perspective. I mean, if you're training, you know, as a competitor to be a competitive Muay Thai person, you know, you want to be able to execute those techniques and finish fights. But if we're focusing more on point Muay Thai, we're working a different style, different mentality, and that seems more accessible to
well, you're giving them
a lot of people.
You guys are giving them tools where they can be able to protect themselves, basically,
Yes.
right? I mean, what we're doing is, like I tell the students, hey, I'm teaching you how to fight so you never have to fight.
Yeah.
right.
You're doing the same thing. I mean, it's the sport aspect of it, but but the point is that, hey, I'm giving you the tools.
Right.
And if you're confident enough in what you do in your fighting system, your blocking system, whatever, then you're going to walk away from stuff.
Yeah.
Which is way smarter than, because I've been on both sides of the spectrum.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So,
Absolutely. There's two
yeah.
sides.
You're on
yeah,
both
yeah.
sides of the spectrum.
Yeah, no, wait, yeah. But what I want is for the students not to get hurt, and I want them to
Right.
be
Yeah.
able to protect
When we're
themselves.
training, no one should be getting
Right,
hurt.
right.
Yeah. But I think just even in the demo last night, it was between me and James in Muay Thai class. It was a good example of that dichotomy. Whereas,
Where you blasted me with that post right in the mouth?
no, I wasn't talking about that part. But
The other one.
the other time.
And I apologize.
It's okay.
No, you don't.
I don't hold it.
I was going for the chest. It's just the glove is so big.
I also don't hold a grudge,
I
so-
smacked the beard.
I mean, it's not like it just happened last night, but whatever.
It was a love tap. It was a love tap. No. What I'm referring to was as we were explaining the grab knee to the students, you were saying that coming around and then having that round knee was acceptable, and that's absolutely true in a sports setting.
Yeah.
Whereas in my experience, from what I learned from Coach Giovanni,
And myself.
and
'Cause
yeah.
I learned the same
Right,
way.
absolutely. But it was just the more efficient technique, but it was the one that was a lot more powerful,
Right.
meant to really break a bone,
Yeah.
break a rib, right? But
that's why
but in Point Muay Thai, it's equally as effective.
Especially
so,
with the beginners, what I like to do is just keep them doing it as simple as possible, and then when they decide they want to switch over to that intermediate, life, then we could start adding that more dangerous, more deadly, more, I mean, not deadly, but
more piercing,
more piercing, more
Sure.
the one that's going to do more damage. But like, there's no real reason for that in the sport, So as long as they're getting points, and I said it, the biggest thing that I could tell these guys, we're going to give you the tools, the basic tools, the beginner tools. If you want to start doing other stuff and it works, all the more power to you. I never want to dim someone's shine. Like that's always been my number one goal for these kids is I don't want to dim their shine. I want them to, thrive with whatever they decide they want to be able to do. If it works, cool. If not, move on, let it go. But for the time being, we give them those basic tools, and then when they get better, they could start, branching out to maybe something else, or just a different kind of style. But without those basics, they're doomed.
Right.
And what's the most important? Basics.
Yeah.
If your basics are bad,
yeah.
if your basics are bad, everything else is going to be bad.
Right.
I keep looking at you drinking that, and I'm thinking, what the hell is that bottle of whiskey?
It's almost
It's
empty.
a bottle of liquor.
I know, and I'm like,
almost empty.
It's cold brew, and I'm like,
It's cold, bro. It's cold, bro.
when I first said I know, I'm like, what is that? I've never seen that before.
Well, when I talked to James about this last night, he was like, "Oh yeah, we're gonna drink some."
Yeah, he was like, "Hey, it's an empty
during the
bottle. Are we
podcast."
going to be drinking?" I'm like, "Yes, yes, we're going to be drinking."
So I brought my own bottle.
There you go. That's pretty cool. Yeah. So, wow.
Cool. Well, that was fun. Do we have something to close with? What do you got?
I would like for you guys to give top 3 advice for your students coming up for the March 16th thing. Or even you, Ev.
Okay.
Top 3.
Top 3.
Let's start with the
Oh my gosh.
Our special guest.
with our guest.
Wow. Okay. Top 3 advice. A would just be be confident hitting your combinations. I think there's just a little too much of, especially in first point Muay Thai. It's typically what happens is you're trying to get in and out a little too much instead of engaging into the fight. What we've been doing on the pads 1,000, 10,000 times. Basics wins fights, just like we mentioned like 60 seconds ago. Right.
Just a minute ago.
2, stay calm with your defense. Keep those hands up, but keeping those hands up will give you the confidence will allow you to see what your sparring partner is executing, and you'll react to things surprisingly a lot better if you can see it. The shot's coming. Let's say a third point would be, I would say listen to your corner if possible. I mean, I think right now the head corners are James and Romero. They're in opposing corners, so just listen to what they say. A lot of it's just going to be at that point, but on the day of, it's just going to be go, go, go. Don't. Oh my God, what are you looking at? Just trust and. I'm gonna look at Ev.
What is he looking at? Okay.
Yeah.
You're doing good, Brian. One more.
Trust in your abilities and engaging in sparring. So
There you go.
That'd be 3 points of advice.
On my end, because it is just what they should know by now, is their cardio better be ready. Like, if they're not already doing road work, then they need to start 3 weeks ago. So cardio better be where it needs to be. Hesitation is the number one killer. Everybody is going to hesitate, and that's okay. You just got to work your way through it and fight on. I think the biggest thing is a lot of these guys, like you said, they're either reaching for something or their hands are down. So like hands up is going to be key to this whole thing. Like relaxing is realistically why we wanted to do it here. Like, we didn't want to have people traveling far, waiting for 8 hours for a fight that, it's just, nerves are crazy. And one big reason why we're doing this thing is to get people to understand it's not that important. It's not going to be the end of the world if you win or lose or whatever. Because we're going to hook you guys up either way. Like, there's going to be something that that you're going to get out of this. It's going to be the experience, but at the same time, like, you're going to feel like something's changed, like in your game, in your confidence, in your life. You're going to feel like you've accomplished something. So just be ready for it and understand it's not going to be the end of the world. So relax.
All good advice. Yeah.
How about you, Ev, since you've been in tons of these?
Yeah.
Number one, I think the most important thing is use this as a learning experience.
Yeah.
Good or bad. Use it as a learning experience, okay? Number two is just have fun. Yeah. Right? And have fun, but always remember to protect yourself. And then finally, number three, there have been times I'm like, why am I doing this? Am I ready for this? Well, your coaches are letting you do this. Yeah. And if you weren't good enough or aren't ready for this, I'm sure your coaches would have said, you're not ready for it. Yeah. So obviously you're ready for it. So you know what? Go and have some fun, protect yourself, and try stuff. If it works, great. If it doesn't work, guess what? Okay, so use it as a proving ground for what you want to do.
Yeah, no, I think that's really great advice. I think it's good to remember that half of the participants are going to quote unquote lose or not win, right?
Yeah.
Right.
But it's a learning experience at the end of the day. That's the real value of why we're doing this.
A champion has always lost. I mean,
Absolutely.
To be a champion, you got to know
adversity.
Right? And again, a true champion has had some adversity. So
they've risen.
Like I said, use it as a learning experience. Okay, I got to go teach.
Yeah, we got to.
So you got to whatever it is you do to sign off.
Maybe we should have our special guest do it.
I don't know how you do this.
Yeah.
Empty bottle.
Thanks, Brian. That was awesome.
Awesome job.
That was really good. That was cool.
That was fun, guys.